diving down into more practical facilitation, 1 year ago, over a year ago, we were thrown into this digital area of meetings. We locked down and we had to learn something new. And in our university, I discovered that we developed several new practices on how to do conversation stacking in meetings. Is there something you have experienced?
Yeah, so conversation stacking, it's that classical facilitation thing where someone goes, right, you, then you, then you. You know, they're managing the room, ensuring the flow of the conversation between the people, and the thread is carried on. And online, it's a bit different. I mean, when I'm in a room, I'll be looking at people's body language, I'll be listening to my instincts and letting that direct me on where to go. But a lot of the same stuff I do in the room, I can do online. So I can check in with time. I can say, here's where we are on the agenda. This is how long we've got to cover off this subject. One of my main things that I used to facilitate is to recap. I will do my best to describe the conversation thus far very briefly before passing it to the next person. But the challenge online is, how do you know when to go, right? I mean, there's the hand up function in most apps. Some of those let you see who put the hand up when, but not all of them. What do you do when it comes to that scenario?
I just want to return to what happened when we started out. So we got all of these different ways of doing. So we have the hand up, as you can see here, in either in Teams or Zoom, and people also had the ability to just go like this, and we used the regular meeting signs, which meant that the chair or the facilitator had to be really aware and would miss some of the signals. And what developed early was a way of doing it that people would just write their name in the chat. So in my chat, it would say just Nils, Johan, Stig, Julia, Greta, and so on. I will have kind of the order in there. But as we have gone on now, it has kind of normalized into just using that raise hand function, and everybody knows it. But the facilitator still has to pay attention and to use their listening skills to try to evaluate. So still, how do you do it? You have to do some of the timings.
Having this co-facilitator is a gift, I think, to help you with this. We don't always have that. What I do is I've become more aware that actually trying to scan the screen and watch everyone's faces all the time is just too much cognitive load for me. So what I might do is listen, but acknowledge that I'm going to pause and then check in with who's got a point to say as we go through, and just kind of acknowledge that when I do that, I may have missed whose hand went up first. So I might say, okay, Bob, your hand's up, and Marie, your hand's up. I don't know who's first. Marie, do you want to go first, or do you want to let Bob go first? And give the group the kind of responsibility for that.
And then you can always just be honest and say, so have I missed anybody? There's full possibility of that. So what we're talking about now is clearly about methods and what you do practically to do conversation stacking.